one of the things that's weird is like Trump didn't even get a majority. He got a plurality. He got under 50%.
Yeah.
So like the majority voted against Trump in that sense. And he's still legitimate president, all of that. But in that,
the barriers
in
move.
that
it has
situation,
to be like the
wait,
win the popular vote. And now it's
I
like
didn't even get to the key part of
I
the
just wanted to
point.
make that distinction. Go
He
ahead.
won the popular vote. He won an electoral landslide. He won, okay?
Right.
For sure. But I'm saying I would love to go, all right, someone wins. I'm going to think about not changing my principles if I believe them to be correct because someone won. I can think someone incorrectly won, which I do in this case. But I'm, as we do constantly, trying to figure out what the other side is thinking. Okay. But y'all didn't apply that when Biden won by way more the popular vote, right? Like, why didn't y'all go, what
I'll tell you why,
should we
'cause
resonate with what he's
I'll tell you
doing?
why, because I was in Philadelphia, right? And I actually am an elected committee person in Philadelphia, right? And my mom's a judge of elections. So I was actually supposed to be doing those elections. And they were literally putting cardboard up on the wall so people could not watch them count the vote, right?
Which is a first
I
in
can
history.
explain why.
People can always watch.
No, but I'm just saying to you.
That's not, you bring up things and then it's
Stop,
like,
stop.
I need to explain why you're saying that and why it's wrong. But then
But we had pipes burst. We had the little jump and stuff. And we had shifts to the electoral process that were different, that were done judicially, but it was shifts that were done that were not whatever. We had misinformation running through favoring the Democrats
Always.
in that, like with the Russia stuff, with the
Hunter Biden,
all that, right? So there were lots of things where Republicans, and you can say they were valid or not, they felt in their hearts, right, from all this stuff that we see going on, that it wasn't like people now say like it wasn't a fair election because the media, right? And I think that's kind of a cop out. I have seen, as somebody who has been involved in the electoral process for a long time, I have always seen multiple instances of voter fraud happening, right? And I've seen it. I had some guy that came in, he said, like, with this thing, he got dropped off in Philly at like right across from Head House Square. And he said he lived on I forget, it was like 13 Delancey Street. Well, my mom lives at 205. That freaking house didn't exist, right? And he's got this signed little piece of paper and he's saying he wants to vote. You're not this person. There is no house there. You can't say you live there when that house number doesn't even exist, right? And they let him vote, right? And we were mad about it. And then you have instances of like, I don't think that you know this, but in Delaware County, outside of Philadelphia, they actually have on tape saying that there was an investigation. The investigation is still ongoing. They haven't settled it. Where these people were like, we're not going to show them what they did. There's all this undercover footage of them. Actually, the guy is admitting to lying and manipulating the votes in Delaware County. Like, it's still an ongoing like court case today that they're dealing with. It's not been shut out yet. So especially in areas like that where I live, where there's multiple instances of these things.
Just this one area and these couple areas. And the problem too is when it takes years to sort these things
but not
out.
even
so it
that.
doesn't change anything.
It takes seven votes at every precinct, okay, like in Philadelphia, to change the outcome of an election. 7 votes in each precinct, right? But when we total these numbers up, people are like, oh, it's hundreds of thousands of votes and this and that. Like, when you really break the numbers down, it's a small number of votes in each precinct that flips that thing. So yeah, there were ways, like, there wasn't standing. There was reasons that these weren't taken up in court. So there people really did feel like the election was stolen and there was nothing we could do about it. It was like out of our hands. Why did I even start rambling on about this in the first place? What were you talking about right before that?
Oh, why y'all won't do introspection, but you think we should?
No, I definitely always think. I am very introspective. I criticize Trump all the time.
No, okay.
Would you
let me explain.
That's not it.
Would you consider the election of Donald Trump an introspection? Considering the fact that like most of the conservatives before Donald Trump had been what you would consider, establishment conservatives, would you consider that the election of Donald Trump might have been an introspection? Maybe the right said, hey, it's not working for us to vote for these people like Mitt Romney or like John McCain.
Oh, I mean, yeah, Trump was more extreme, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying y'all never do introspection. I'm saying that I keep hearing this, Luke, you must be wrong. You must admit that we must be right about things because Trump won the popular vote.
I'm not saying that.
I wouldn't say that.
There's like a feeling. I was responding to one of you making some point about that. My point is that if Biden won by way more, which he did, not electorally, but popular vote, it wasn't like y'all went, what should we resonate with liberals about now that they've so overwhelmingly won?
Thanks for watching this clip from the Culture War podcast. We're live every Friday, 10 a.m. to noon, so subscribe and come hang out.